Hello everyone, and good morning. It's your host, ichino-ani here. Welcome back to our show. Today is August 28th, a lovely Thursday. Let's dive into a super interesting trending article from the archive. It's from the world of human and computer interaction, which is all about how we humans play and work with computers. Today's paper is titled, Beyond Competitive Gaming, How Casual Players Evaluate and Respond to Teammate Performance, and the curl is Chaps Dao Steve. Org. Port 2008.19,231. Wow, that's a long one, isn't it? This research comes from a team at the University of Waterloo, and it's all about playing video games with friends. But wait, it's not about the super serious pro gamer world. It's about casual games, the kind we play just for fun. So here's the big question the paper is trying to answer. You know how in big esports tournaments, players can get really upset if a teammate makes a mistake? Well, researchers wanted to know if that's also true for us regular folks, when we're just playing cooperative games to have a good time. Most of the studies out there are about competitive players, so we don't really know much about how casual players feel. It's a big knowledge gap. To figure this out, the researchers did a really clever experiment. They invited people to play a game called Overcooked 2. Has anyone played it? It's a super cute and sometimes chaotic cooking game, where you have to work together as a team to prepare meals. Now here's the secret part. The teammate playing with the participant was actually a secret helper. Sometimes this helper played really well. At other times, they were instructed to make mistakes on purpose. Those are sneaky. But researchers watched how the participants reacted, asked them how they felt afterwards. It even tried to use a little device to measure their brain activity, and what they found was super fascinating. There are two main discoveries. First, what people say and what they do can be totally different. Right, so after the game, when researchers asked, were you frustrated with your teammate? Most people said, no, it was fun, I wasn't frustrated at all. Well, and when the researchers watched the video recordings of them playing, they saw people sighing, making frustrated faces, or saying things like, well no, what are we doing? Isn't that interesting? It's not that the players were lying. It's probably because the word frustration means different things to us. In a survey, it might sound like you were really angry or stressed, but in the game, the frustration was more like confusion. Like, why isn't this working? The second big discovery is how we decide if someone is a good teammate. In competitive games, it's all about scores, right? Like how many points you got. But in this casual game, players didn't care about numbers. Instead, they judged a teammate by comparing them to themselves. They would say things like, "Hey, I was probably playing fairly as well," or "We were both pretty calm." So, it wasn't about being a perfect player. It was about feeling like you and your partner were on the same level, working together. That's a huge difference from the competitive world. Now, let's think about how this applies to our daily lives. This isn't just about games. First, think about user-friendly website and app design. Imagine you're using a tool like Google Docs to work on a project with a classmate. This research shows that it's important to feel like you're in sync. If the app makes it look like your friend is making lots of mistakes, it could be frustrating, even if it's just the app being slow. So, designers could create features that show you're working together, like little animations that show when your friend is typing. This makes it feel more like a team effort. Second, let's talk about friend-R interfaces for training. Imagine doctors or firefighters training together in a virtual reality world. This paper tells us that just checking if they completed the task, like putting out a virtual fire, isn't enough. It's also important to see how they worked as a team. Did they feel like they were on the same page? Every system could be designed to mimic their communication and how they move together. This would help them become a better team in the real world, not just in a simulation. And for a third example, let's think about accessibility technology at home. Imagine a family with a grandparent and a grandchild using a smart home device. The grandparent might be a little slower, while the grandchild is super fast. If the device only rewards speed, it could make the grandparent feel bad. This research suggests a better way would be to focus on cooperation. Maybe the smart home could have a fun activity where the grandchild is speed and the grandparent is star-fitness are both needed to succeed, by the way. Technology helps them bond. instead of making them feel frustrated. So, when we compare this to other technologies, it's really different from the usual way of thinking. In many competitive games, it's all about your personal score, your kill-death ratio, these absolute numbers. But this paper shows that for cooperative fun, it's all about how you feel relative to your friends. It's about the social experience. So to wrap it all up, this study teaches us two big lessons. When we're playing for fun, we judge our teammates by comparing them to ourselves. And two, sometimes their faces and our size show our frustration. Even when we say we're okay. This is super important for anyone designing things that people use together. It reminds us that making things cooperative and fun is just as important as making them efficient. That's all for today's trending article. Hope you have found it as interesting as I did. This is your host, ichino-ani, signing off. Have a wonderful day, everyone.